friends. I am sharing 3 of my favorite stretches to take at nighttime, at bedtime, to help you decompress from the day, to help quiet your mind and relax your body a little bit, to release a little tension, to hopefully help you have a more restful sleep. So stretching before bed is a really wonderful suggestion to just help, kind of calm everything down. So I love offering a few different suggestions and options for you. So the first stretch we'll take is a seated forward fold. And to begin, if you have tighter hamstrings, you can have a slight bend to your knees. Another nice alternative is to use a towel as a strap right around the soles of your feet. So that might be enough to have bent legs, using the strap, just trying your best to sit up nice and tall, and you will feel that stretch open up in the backs of the legs for you. If the hamstrings are a little bit more open, you can stretch the legs nice and straight. I like to keep them at hip distance and let the hands just connect to the shins or the ankles or the feet, and pause wherever you meet your edge in the stretch. One of my favorite ways to take this seated forward fold, especially at bedtime, is to use a pillow as a bit of support for the forehead and to just let the forehead release onto the pillow. So this is if the hamstrings are a little bit more open. You might even stack 2 pillows to keep your upper body a little bit more upright. But I love that pressure of the forehead or the third eye center just releasing on the pillow, letting my entire upper body just kind of round and release. And you can hold in this seated forward fold for 5 breaths. So I love counting the breaths as I am settling myself into sleep. And it's almost like counting sheep. So it helps to take your mind off of all of the lists that are running, that whatever had happened early in your day or whatever you're preparing for tomorrow, it is really hard to quiet down the mind. I completely understand because you're human and that's what our brain does. So counting the breaths to hold you here, like I said, 5 breaths is really great to take, to hold you in this stretch, can not only hold you in the stretch a little bit longer, but can help quiet down that mind. So one other alternative for a hamstring stretch, you can recline on back and use that towel as a strap at the sole of the foot to deepen the stretch, and you'll just go right and left side. So switching after you've taken your 5 breaths. So for my mamas that are expecting, any pregnant mamas that are well into their 2nd or 3rd trimester, it's not going to be that comfortable to lie on your back. You can take that seated upright. And the next stretch that we'll take for my friends that can recline on their back, for my mamas that are expecting, you can just take this butterfly pose sitting upright, using your hands supported behind you or hinging forward. But I love, this is the 2nd stretch that I will share with you. It's a reclined butterfly. You lay with a nice straight spine. You can use your pillow to support the head, and the legs will just melt open. You'll bring bottoms of your feet together and the hips will melt open. Another alternative that I love for this is to place a pillow on either side of your legs and just allow the pillows to support this stretch. It won't be as deep of a stretch, but there's something really comforting about having that support of the pillows under the legs. So again, 5 breaths here, counting those sheep, helping you to settle into a little sleep. You might bring hands to your hips. You might bring your left hand to your heart and right hand to your belly, and breathe here as you enjoy this nice release and stretch for your hips and quieting down for the mind. So the 3rd stretch that I love to take at nighttime is a figure 4 stretch. So we can remain on our back, and it's just so lovely to do all these stretches while you're lying on your back. So you'll cross one ankle on top of the opposite thigh and interlace your hands at your hamstring and then pull that leg, both legs towards your chest. So a few little notes here as you deepen this stretch. For example, my right leg is lifted, my right elbow is going to press into that inner thigh, and I keep my right foot flexed to protect my right knee. So the closer you bring your legs towards your chest, the deeper you will feel that stretch in your right hip, or the hip you're kind of focusing on. 5 breaths here, my friends, and then you'll switch sides. Cross the opposite ankle on top of the opposite thigh, and enjoy that nice release for your hips. So if you're doing this with me, you can stay there for your allotted 5 breaths. I just want to show my expecting mamas the alternative stretch that you would take sitting upright. So you will simply remain upright and cross one ankle on top of the other thigh above or below your knee. Just don't let that top leg fall on the knee joint. We don't want to add any pressure to the knee joint. In the leg that you are stretching that hip, flex that foot. Your hands might support behind you. You might even sit up on a couple pillows on this one just to give your hips a little bit more lift. So sitting upright on a couple pillows might help. So that may be enough. Sitting upright, you can use that hand to the knee to deepen that stretch, and then switch sides. So that's what it'll look like. So I know I said 3, but I'm going to give you a bonus stretch. I'm going to give you 4 stretches because this one is also just a favorite of mine. Now, this will not be a stretch for my pregnant mommies. So if you are expecting, no matter what trimester you're in, you will not be moving into this twist. We're going to take a reclined twist. So my expecting mamas, you will stay with the first 3 stretches. For my other friends, you can keep your knees side by side and just allow the legs to fall to the right. In this reclined twist, your arms will be like a little goal post arms out to the side, and fingertips pointing kind of in the direction that your head is pointing. So knees side by side is a gentler twist. To deepen the twist, for me, I'm going to wrap my left leg over the right and shift my hips to the left as my legs then fall to the right. So when I take that action of shifting my hips before dropping the knees to the right, it helps to keep the spine in line. If I don't shift the hips and start with them centered and drop my legs over to the right, my spine is a little diagonal, and it's just not as safe twisting on a diagonal spine. We always want to think of twisting on a straight spine, nice and tall. So one alternative here is to use that pillow once again for support. If you are keeping the knees side by side and dropping them all the way to the bed is too deep of a twist for your back, use that pillow, drop the knees to the side, and allow it to be a gentle twist, supported by the pillow. And those legs don't have to fall very far. This twist, oh my gosh, I need it so much as my 3-year-old twins are just still, very needy and clingy, and they still need held quite a bit throughout the day. So ending my day laying in bed with this twist is just such a nice release for my low back, along with all the other stretches that we walked through and demonstrated. So I hope that a few of those poses, take maybe just one of them to kind of experiment before bed. Maybe you take all 3 poses, maybe all 4. But I hope that taking just a few moments to pause and breathe, count yourself through those nice deep stretches to help quiet the mind, relax your body, and hopefully have a little bit more restful sleep.